Having the talent but not the passion might be more common than it should. The reason varies from person to person, but it all leads to the same thing. It's not like the feeling of not being good enough when you think you could do better. It's actually the opposite. You recognize you're good at it. You know that you've reached the highest limit of a once called hobby. But this achievement, at some point, it's not enough anymore. It's nothing. You don't enjoy it anymore like you used to when you started. The feeling that you're lost in a place you know better than anyone else around you. Hello, I'm KME, and I need to vent. You probably heard this phrase at least once, or something similar, or maybe you didn't, but you saw this situation somewhere, someone in your life, or even on medias. It doesn't matter. Actually, I'm not sure if it's something that happens in a great amount that makes people interested in understanding more about it. Even though it happens with the best of us, there's nothing much we can do about it but to talk about it. As I explained initially, having the talent but not the passion is different from not thinking you're good enough. In my personal experience, thinking I'm not good enough at something doesn't necessarily make me want to stop. It sure makes me sad, but it's part of the learning process. We've all got sad about something that didn't work out the way we wanted, and that's normal. And once you're not sad anymore, you either decide to try it again or try something else. You can choose. After all, you're starting. You don't know the future ahead. Now, think about the opposite situation. You're brilliant at something. You've been doing it perfectly for years, or even your whole life. You worked very hard to reach the point you've gotten, but you realize you don't feel joy about it anymore, or not the same as it used to be before. What would you do? How would you react? That's a bit hard to answer, I know. It depends on the person. Different people have different reactions. Some might ignore and think it's temporary, something they will forget in a short time. Others might prefer to take a break and reflect about this odd feeling that suddenly appeared. And with this reflection, we'll decide if it's time to stop or not. But here's the problem. You've gone so far. You're so good at it that it became one with you. Like part of your being, part of your personality. It mostly happens with things related to art or sports, but it can be with anything. Once you've become one with it, how would you give up on it? It feels like giving up on yourself. Have I been living a lie all this time? It's hard to stop, especially if it's been years, when you might not have enough time to be as good on something else as you were at it. You will start to feel like it's too late and you've made the wrong decision. And since there's no turning back, you just accept. And you keep on with it even though you don't enjoy it anymore. It's like an addiction. After you realize you're addicted, it will start to make you feel worse and worse, and in some cases, leading to overwork, illness, depression, and even death. Another topic about it is public's reaction about you. How does that affect your passion? Well, it's actually very simple to explain. You know when someone asks you a favor that only you can do, but at that time, you don't feel like doing it for whatever reason. But before you can even answer, the person starts speaking about how everyone is counting on that, how everyone is counting on you. This person told them how good you are and that you'd never decline a favor. This person always asks the same favor for you because they think it's the only thing you can do. And they're not really wrong. You feel trapped. You know that if you decline, no matter your excuse, this person won't care. They just want you to do it. If you offer another option, they don't want to know. They want you to do the same as always, and it needs to be only you. It's like this how people's opinion affects your passion about something. You feel like there's nowhere to run. It became an obligation and not actually a favor. Now, why do people lose their passion? There might be reasons I can't even imagine. So I'll be speaking about the ones I'm able to, obviously. First of all, you got bored. Yes, it's simple. But boredom can affect way more than people imagine. Doing the same thing since always and not being able to stop leads to boredom and losing passion. But not the talent. It's a curse people will carry for the rest of their lives. Second option, you found something you like more. This is something that can depend on how the person's life was in the previous years, but it's not really directly related. What I'm saying is that you only found about something else's existence too late. This happened especially because once you've chosen a field to follow, you hardly have contact with things outside this field, which can shorten your horizons on discovering new things. You might try and like, but you didn't because you had no idea it existed. It's normal, but it's kind of sad in my opinion. Third option, you met someone that has more passion than you. I don't know about you guys, but have you ever felt envy about someone who is more enthusiastic about something than you? You watch a newbie failing over and over again, but they don't give up because they want to be as good as you are, and it breaks you apart because you don't feel that way. You never felt that way when you were a newbie. Normally, this envy is what leads the person to realize that they're not passionate about it, that they never really liked it in the first place, because they met someone who truly likes. But as I said, there might be more reasons that I have no idea. So now, let's talk about media representation. I know it's not something so impacting like other serious topics, but yes, there are some media that talk about it, even though it's very short time, but there are some that are specifically about it. First one I could think of was Curly from Mouthwashing. I'm not sure if it's a point people gave much attention. After all, Mouthwashing talks about many other things, but this part caught my attention when I first saw the game. When Curly and Jimmy have their private conversation. And to be honest, the analogy Curly uses, I think it's a better explanation about this feeling than this entire video. When Jimmy says, "How come it always seems like you're standing on the edge of a bridge with your feet in cement?" And Curly responds, "I've been thinking, is this enough? Should I stay here because I've been successful at it? And then I think, am I figure out, is this all I'll ever be? Or do I take the risk and try something new?" You reached the highest rung on this ladder. So now you're thinking you might be the wrong ladder altogether. Something like that. Believe me, no one would be asking themselves this if there wasn't anything bothering them. As always, Mouthwashing keeps surprising me. Takahashi from Blue Period. I think that's one people remember more, especially because it's from a story about art. And it's kind of inevitable to have a character like this. I think Takahashi fits on the type of a person who envies. He's the best around and many other students see him as an inspiration. But he never seems to like to be someone else's inspiration, because he knows the passion he has is not even close to the others. I admit, I didn't read the manga, so I don't know how that progresses. But in the anime, that's what I could interpret. Ina Shinonome from Project Takai. Ina is also an artist, but her reaction to lack of passion is way different from Takahashi's. She's someone with strong mind and personality, but weak when it comes to people's judgment about her art skills. At first, she seems to be irritated all the time no matter the comment, when actually she is mad at herself for doing art because of others, because of her father specifically. There are times when it seems she's liking what she's doing, but it quickly falls apart. The chapters that are focused on her life, on her character story, you can see that most of the time she sees art as a competition almost. She thinks she's fighting against everyone, but there's no one there. She wants to win though. She wants to prove the others and her father that she can be the best at it. And then you start asking yourself, is she really doing art because she wants? Or because she needs? Another one not common at all are Toma and Maki from Stars Align. It might be just my interpretation. Many things happen at the same time in the anime, and there's no specific part that talks about it as far as I can remember. Those two are not 100% lacking passion, and just because they have one another. Toma became the leader of the team because his older brother was, and their mother was very proud of it. So Toma decided to be just as good as his brother was. And Maki just joined the team because he needed the money, which was the only stimulation at first. Both of them are very good at playing, but also neither of them started because they liked it. Toma sees the team as his life. If the Soft Things Club got shut down, there would be nothing left for him or of him. And for Maki, he probably wouldn't even care since he never wanted to join in the first place. But at the end of the anime, or at least on the 2 last episodes, they seem to be truly enjoying playing because they were together, even though they lost. But as I said, it might be just my interpretation, since the anime never got to be finished. Now, honorable mentions. I asked my friends about more characters that fits, and we got Nanami from Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not sure if he fits well, but it's also not far off. Ricky from Skate to Infinity, for obvious reasons if you watch the anime. Arima from Your Lie in April, for also obvious reasons. The most unexpected one for me was Leon from Danganronpa. I don't know anything about Danganronpa, but it's what I got. I think I got that demon out of my chest. If you watch it till now, thanks for staying. And think about this as a conversation. What's your opinion about it? Have something to add? A random comment maybe? I'd love to hear what you have to say. Thank you again for listening to me. Hope we can meet again soon. One last thing before you leave. Episode 2 of Bloody Mocha Cafe will be released soon, so stay tuned in my channel. You have a big surprise. Thank you.